I mean, first of all, hey, we know what Marshall County is like. Been there quite a few times now. I have a relationship, happen to know both the head coach and the defensive coordinator, and one of their special teams coaches. So, hey, we're from the same hometown. I know what to expect. I know what the environment will be like. And as you said just a second ago, hard-fought contest there at Marshall County ever since we've been in the same region together. So we look forward to getting back. As far as what Marshall County is definitely rebuilt. All right, so hey, they're much better defensively than they've been in the past. You'll see multiple fronts out of Marshall County from 3-3 to 3-4 to 4-2-5, and hey, their guys move well and they run well. Offensively, they've definitely reloaded. They've got a really solid tailback. They were able to move some skilled guys around and get them into solid positions, and had a guy transfer in from Oakland as a quarterback. So it gives Coach Osteen, who's the head coach and offensive coordinator, it gives him the total package. It gives him exactly what he wants and how he's comfortable to call and play offense. Against Coffee, and as you can tell, the goal board behind us, these are offensive, defensive, and special teams goals that we set for ourselves. And normally when those categories turn out with the yes beside it, we'll look out to the end, and the win column is a yes. When you have that many glaring no's, of course there's a problem. But, hey, this is something that just motivates our guys and us as a staff. We set those goals, and our kids set those goals. We didn't accomplish that against Coffee County, so, of course, we've worked to try to accomplish some of these things and to get better. That's our thing right now, Barstead, is we have to get better. Hey, every day, every rep. If we continue to do that, you'll see this team evolve more and more throughout the season. Wednesday may have been our best practice as a team, as a whole, since we put pads on. All right. Hey, so our guys moved well. They focused. They're doing the things we ask them to do. It's kind of funny. I think back to my grandmother and my grandfather, you know, and talk about having to kick the mule or something like that, you know, to get it going. There was definitely none of that Wednesday. We were pulling back on the reins, kind of having to say whoa. So I'd much rather have to say whoa during the week than go during the week. Hey guys, Wildcats are headed to Lewisburg, hey, to go up against the Tigers. And if you can't make it out, hey, stay at home here in Tullahoma and tune in on LightTube, Channel 23, and go Wildcats.
Welcome to Preston Hopkins Field in Lewisburg, Tennessee. Tonight, Region 5 4A football. The region season begins with the Tullahoma Wildcats on the road to take on the Marshall County Tigers here in Lewisburg. Along with Ken Keller, I'm Scott Chasteen. We'll have all the play-by-play action for you. You can listen multiple ways to the broadcast tonight. You can listen on LightTube's YouTube channel. That's anywhere around the world. If you're in Tullahoma and a LightTube subscriber, you can watch us on Channel 23. And if you're inside the stadium here, you can listen on 87.9 FM. 87.9 FM inside the stadium, home or away games, no delay, nice and clear. It's awesome. Ken, Region 5-4A. Tullahoma owned it last year. Tullahoma owned it 2 years ago. Tullahoma's owned Marshall County for the last 2 or 3 years, but it's a different season. We know that. Tullahoma 1-1, Marshall County 3-0.
Yeah, and, you know, Tullahoma 8-0 in region play last year, but their first road test, so they have a stern test tonight as these Marshall County Tigers are ranked and unbeaten.
Marshall County unbeaten on the season. We start with their just outstanding running back. We've been dealing with him since he was a freshman, Damari Braden. He's quick, he's strong. He's a senior this year. He's going to be a load.
Oh, certainly. He's going to be a road. We saw Connor Heaton was a load a couple weeks ago. This guy's bigger and faster than Heaton is, so we've got to tackle him and get him to the ground.
And then they're really high on their junior quarterback, a transfer in from Oakland, Silas Teat, 6'1", 180, a junior. What can we look for out of Teat?
Yeah, Teat's an athletic quarterback, good size, good arm, run-pass combo.
Marshall County finished 7-4 last year. They lost to Hardin County in the first round of the playoffs. The head coach of the Tigers is Thomas Osteen, 72-28 in 9 years at Marshall County. Ken, this is about the closest there is around here in southern Middle Tennessee to not a dynasty, but just every year Marshall County's going to give you they're going to give you a fight. They're going to be in the playoffs just about no matter what region they're in, no matter what classification they're in. They're just good.
Oh, you're right, Scott. 720 a winning percentage by Coach Osteen. But, they're always big, physical. They're fast. They have playmakers on the outside and normally an athletic quarterback. So they are really, really hard to defend. Defensively and offensively and defensively, they're physical. So you better be ready to play.
Captains for the Wildcats, number 22, Jackson Sheffield, number 9, Ethan Hargrove. Marshall County has won the toss. They will defer and give Tullahoma the football, and the Wildcats will move right to left in this football game. Ken, your keys to victory tonight?
New opportunities. The first one is in here. New wrinkles. Tullahoma had a bye week, I think, at the perfect time. Look for some new wrinkles from the Wildcats tonight. I hear rumors of a possible Hulk package on offense, a power running game. Let's see what happens. Energy and execution. To pull off the big upset tonight, Tullahoma has to bring energy and execution to the gridiron. And lastly, W, work 4 quarters. This team, Marshall County, played our state championship undefeated team last year, scored 20 points in a fierce fourth quarter rally to fall just short, 28-20. Tullahoma never trailed in their win against Shelbyville. They never led in their loss against Coffee County. Tonight, Scott, they've got to play 4 solid football quarters.
Tullahoma and Marshall County just about set to go in this Region 5 4A game from beautiful Lewisburg, Tennessee. I want to thank our sponsors tonight: Citizens Tri-County Bank, Coffee County Bank, FMO, Factory Furniture, First Bank, Hills Power Pro, Master of Ceremonies, Rodney's Body Shop, Cheryl's Pest Control, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, Vanderbilt Heart and Hospital, Woodard's Diamonds and Design, and Light Tube Gigabit. The officials are meeting in the field. Marshall County is poised behind their banner which says, "You think you can beat us?" Now that's fantasy football. I like it.
Well, just a few minutes ago, here in the stadium, we heard Phil Collins' song, "I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight." What are we going to feel tonight? Was that an ominous song being played, or is it going to be a celebratory song for the Wildcats tonight?
Marshall County takes the field. A decent crowd on hand. Folks are still rolling in. If you've ever been over here, of course, Preston Hopkins Field is not at Marshall County High School. We're at the city park, basically. And so parking is not set up like it is at a high school with 1,000 parking spaces. So they just line the streets and park in the grass and just park wherever they can. This is also a baseball stadium, Kim. We don't get to play football on baseball stadiums too much anymore.
Well, that's true. And so we had a nice ride over here. We were here early tonight. Both teams are ready. Tullahoma coming off the bye week, Scott. They want to get off to a fast start in this game and get up early.
And it is football time in Tullahoma as the Wildcats take the field. Tullahoma in their white jerseys with cardinal numbers, gray football pants, and black helmets. The Wildcats are coached by Coy Sisk. Coy in his first year, 1-1. Assistant coaches, Jonathan Daniel, Brady Goodman, Michael Holliday, Jermaine Johnson, Tim Lemon, Cody McMurtry, Caleb Olive, Jared Olive, Corey Searcy, Maury Shaw, and Josh Sudbury are your assistants. For Coy Sisk, took over for John Olive after Coach Olive retired last year. Coach Sisk, longtime defensive coordinator in the area. I know he's been at Lincoln County, Coffee County, Tullahoma. I don't think he's been at Marshall County. He has been at Marshall County, all right.
Yeah, he's been at Marshall County, Lincoln County, Coffee County, and now Tullahoma. So, a 1993 graduate of Lincoln County High School. Coy won a state championship as a player in 1992. So he's in that rare territory of players that have won state championship, and he's also coached in a state championship and got a ring. So 2 rings for Coach Sisk.
Again, Tullahoma moving right to left. Deep for the Wildcats is number 3, Kai Johnson, 5'10", 155 sophomore. And number 29, Jarrell Sheffield, 6'1", 155 junior. So Johnson and Sheffield. We hadn't seen Sheffield so far this year, number 29, so get a chance to see him. Kicking off for Marshall County is number 34, Wyatt Joyce. And we are set to go. Joyce puts his foot in, and here we go. What a booming kick by Joyce. 9 yards deep in the end zone, and Tullahoma will start at the 20.
Well, I forgot to leave that. I left that characteristic out. They're always known for nice, steady kickers as well. They've had the Estes brothers over here for years, and of course we've got the run on the Chadwicks.
Kind of like Tullahoma, always a solid kicking game.
Yes, sir.
So the Wildcats will take the field with Nathan DeLauder starting at quarterback. Jackson Sheffield is the tailback, and the fullback is Ezra Myers. Tucker in there at tight end. DeLauder hands off Sheffield. Tullahoma shifted to the right. Jackson hurdles a man, but gets nothing.
Well, that's one of the new wrinkles we're talking about. I had an inside source let me know that we may go to the Hulk package, and that's where we set the tight end or fullback, Ezra Myers, in the backfield to lay a wipeout block out on somebody, but they moved him up there to tight end and ran right on that.
I'm not sure how good a, secret intel that was, because Marshall County knew exactly what they were going to do.
They did. But a new wrinkle nonetheless. We haven't seen that setup, that formation yet.
Myers again at fullback, Tucker at tailback. Now they're both lined up on the line. 2 receivers split to the left. DeLauder wants to pass to Malik Grizzard, complete at the 30. Grizzard out to the 33. It's a Wildcat first down.
Well, on the money there from quarterback Nathan DeLauder. Puts it on Grizzard's right on his numeral 2 there. So perfect pass, little slant after the fake handoff. Motion offensive line moving to the right. He throws back to the left on a slant. Nice play. Nice execution.
Ball's at the Tullahoma 32. Gain of 12 on the pass from DeLauder to Grizzard. 1st and 10 Wildcats. 2 receivers split to the left. DeLauder gives to Sheffield. Sheffield again trying to get right, and there is nothing there for Jackson Sheffield. It's 2nd down.
Well, you're right. No room on the right side of that Wildcat line. Tullahoma's offense wants to get off to a good start. Offensively, a couple weeks ago in the coffee pot, they had a nice drive, but did not get their late in the second quarter. Last 5 minutes of the first half was when their initial first down was. So they get a first down on that pass play. 2 plays ago, they're looking to string together a scoring drive here on this opening possession.
Well, Sheffield lost 2 yards. It's 2nd and 12, Tullahoma at the Wildcat 30. Same set for Tullahoma, 2 receivers to the left. DeLauder rolls that way. DeLauder's got some time, just dumps it out to Myers. Myers out to the 35, to the 38. Goes Ezra Myers, 3rd and about 6.
Well, new wrinkle there is they get Myers in the passing game. That's the first pass completion to him this season. DeLauder hit hard after the pass, so he had pressure in his face, rolled out to the left and made the completion, kept his concentration, and was successful. So he's 2 for 2 passing.
Gain of 9 on the pass to Myers. And Tullahoma lines it up 3rd and 3 at the Wildcat 39. Again, Myers and Tucker on the right side of that line. Johnson, Grizzard on the left. Here comes Johnson, little shuffle pass. Johnson needs to cut it up. Johnson does, but Marshall County stands him up at the 41. It's 4th and 1.
Yeah, nice contain there by the Tigers on defense to stop a critical third down conversion for the Wildcats.
So let's see Tullahoma at the 42-yard line. Fourth down, and they got the first down.
All right.
That's a little unexpected. First and 10 for the Wildcats at the 42. Nice spot.
We'll take it.
Called it +2. We'll call it +3.
You know, I've got Myers at that fullback position, a strong young man. He bench presses 290 pounds and squats 405. So a nice addition to this roster as he's recently transferred in from Goodpasture.
8:45 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Tullahoma hands it on. No. DeLauder keeps. DeLauder 45. DeLauder to the 50. Nathan DeLauder dives his way down to the Marshall County 48. That's a Wildcat first down.
DeLauder looked a lot like Ryan Scott on that rushing attempt. Just a little quarterback jaw up the middle. Motion. The offensive tailback goes to the right, and he just follows his blockers and finds a big hole up the middle.
So a gain of 10 for Nathan DeLauder. Tullahoma first down at the Marshall County 48. Wildcats a couple of first downs here on this drive, so a nice opening drive. Now two receivers split to the right. Myers is the H-back on the left. Sheffield the tailback. DeLauder over the middle, intended for Johnson, incomplete.
Yeah, heavy coverage on that one. Nicely defended by the Tiger defensive backs.
Second and 10 Wildcats at the Tiger 48. So we are scoreless here in the first quarter. Beautiful night in southern Middle Tennessee, man. It's just picturesque here in Lewisburg.
A lot cooler than it was a couple years ago, Scott. We was over here.
Been a sweat box over here before now.
Yes.
Our engineer, camera operator, audio technician, Chris Barstad, thinks it's been a sweat box today, but it's actually pretty decent. Tullahoma second and 10 at the 48. DeLauder back to throw, rolls right. DeLauder going to unleash it wide open as Kai Johnson complete at the 10. Down to the 5 and to the 4-yard line goes Kai Johnson. It's first down and goal, Tullahoma.
Well, that was great protection by the Tullahoma offensive line. Gave DeLauder time to roll out of the pocket a little bit, set his feet, and heave the ball downfield. Kai Johnson on the big splash play catch for the Tullahoma Wildcats.
First down and goal at the 4. The completion good for 44 yards. 7:53 to go in a scoreless first quarter, but Tullahoma threatening with first down and goal at the Marshall County 4. Johnson and Grizzard split wide to the right. Tucker, Myers on the left side of the line. Here's DeLauder. DeLauder keeps it. What a ball fake. Touchdown, Tullahoma. Nathan DeLauder on just a great ball fake, went untouched into the end zone. Great blocking by that offensive line.
That sure was, and a spectacular opening drive for the Tullahoma Wildcats as they scored touchdown their very first possession. DeLauder, 3 completions on that series, and he caps that drive off with a touchdown run. Had a couple effective runs on that series as well.
So Tullahoma gets on the board first, and the Wildcats have got a new kicker in tonight. It is 86, Caden Poff, or 88. No, it's 88, Daniel Eldridge. 88, Daniel Eldridge in to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7:35 to go in the first quarter. Tullahoma leads Marshall County 7-0 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Outdoor store, we carry the highest quality outdoor furniture at the guaranteed lowest price, offering top name brands like Summer Classics, Lane Venture, Hollywood, and more. With warranties up to 20 years, you'll be guaranteed to enjoy your furniture for years to come. Offering wood burning, electric, and gas fireplaces, pellet smokers, and top-of-the-line grills. We have everything you need to turn your outdoor kitchen, deck, pool, or patio into your very own paradise. So come see us at Factory Furniture Outdoor
County
Store.
Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need. Why? Because we're your friends and neighbors, and you like to bank with people you know and people who know you. We shop here, we work here, we love Tullahoma just as much as you do. Citizens Tri-County Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you, and we value and appreciate our customers. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you will ever need.
So Tullahoma drives 80 yards in 4 minutes and 25 seconds. Ken, that looked pretty easy for the Wildcats.
Oh, it sure did. Great. We talked about energy and execution, and you really saw it from the offense. You saw the new wrinkles. They completed the pass to the fullback, a couple different, formations offensively, and the big strike, the 44-yard pass from DeLauder to Kai Johnson, the big play in the drive.
Not sure why Grant Chadwick did not kick the extra point, but he's kicking off. So we don't know. Sometimes there are just things we don't know. Chadwick set to kick off. Marshall County has Asia Jones back, as well as 15, and Tom Cawthorn. Jones takes it at the 20, 25-30, 35-40, big hole, 45-50. He could go all the way, and he will. Touchdown, Marshall County. Asia Jones, 5'11", 155 sophomore, answers the bell for the Tigers.
Well, I asked some of Marshall County's broadcast crew who to watch out for tonight. Number 2 was one of the names he called, A.J. Jones, the wide receiver, also special teams extraordinaire, takes that one to the house. And normally we see Chadwick boot the ball into the end zone, but if you leave it a little short, you can be vulnerable in the return game.
98 yards.
And it was just a little short, 2 yards short.
But Marshall County will attempt the point after as they operate on this swinging gate like Tullahoma does, and got to get their holder out there, who is the quarterback, Teat. So Teat makes his way onto the field. I'm sure he was warming up, getting ready to go on the field, and now he doesn't have to. Asia Jones, 98-yard kickoff return. Point is up and good. 7:23 remaining in the first quarter. Tullahoma 7, Marshall County 7. This is the Light 2 Sports Network.
Life's big wins happen off the field when you win a heart, when you win their trust, when you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
There's a flag on the field, and that's roughing the kicker by the Wildcats on the point after. So that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Well, that fell apart pretty quick.
Yeah, it sure did. The momentum snuffed away on the ensuing kick as Asia Jones takes it 98 yards. They tell him a rough's the kicker, so could see some kind of squib kick or even an onside here with this shortened field position on this kick.
So there seems to be something not quite right with Grant Chadwick. Even though he kicked off, he didn't kick the point after. And I don't, this wouldn't be a game where you would break in a new kicker.
Agreed.
Not in the first quarter. So something's up with Chadwick.
Yep.
Marshall County set to kick it off. And again, back to receive for the Cats, Johnson and Sheffield.
Well, let's see if Tullahoma can provide some electricity in the return game here if they get a chance. But the first kickoff went through the end zone and they went 80 yards. So I doubt they're going to get a chance to return this one. We'll see.
Here's Wyatt. No chance. This one goes through the end zone in the air. So the touchback for Wyatt.
An exciting start here. Not even half the first quarter played, and we're tied at 7.
Wyatt Joyce. Keep an eye on that name. Again, Joyce is just a junior, so Tullahoma will start at its 20-yard line now. 7-7 ball game. 7:23 to go first quarter. Wildcats, DeLauder and Sheffield in the backfield. Grizzard and Johnson split to the left. Myers comes in motion right to left. And there's a penalty flag down as DeLauder just runs it back to the line of scrimmage. I think Tullahoma probably moved. Maybe Marshall County had a guy in the neutral zone. We'll see.
Very impressed with DeLauder on the first drive for Tullahoma.
Illegal motion, Wildcats. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And it will be 1st and 15 for Tullahoma.
Those are the penalties you want to avoid, certainly, especially on the road. Get behind the sticks on a first down pre-snap penalty.
Tullahoma on that offensive line, 57, DeCarlos Slaughter, 5'11", 240 junior. 54, Matthew Swiger, 6 foot, 200-pound junior. 52, Sam Northcott, 5'8", 210-pound senior. 78 is Trayvon Palmer, 6'4", 260-pound sophomore. And I got one more. Eli Morgan, 6'2", 245 junior. There's your offensive line for the Wildcats. Receiver split to the right. DeLauder. 1st and 15. We got another flag. Tullahoma again. So something the Wildcats are doing, the referees are not liking. So it's now 1st down and 20. Tullahoma at the 10-yard line of the Cats. 10 free yards the Wildcats have given the Tigers.
Well, that's 3 penalties already, counting the rough and the kicker. So,
yeah, on the last 3 plays.
Yeah, 3 straight plays, right?
So the Cats line it up now. Grizzard and Johnson to the right. Myers in motion left to right. DeLauder. Drop back. Scramble. DeLauder's going to run it to the 10. Goes down at the 12. A gain of 2 for Nathan DeLauder. Not much there for DeLauder. He looked downfield, but just nowhere to go. So 2nd and 18 for the Wildcats at the Tullahoma 12. With 6:18 to go, 7-7 game, first quarter.
Well, when you're backed up, on your 12-yard line with, this kind of adverse field position, you really want to be careful with the football.
Yeah, you don't want to get too loose.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be safe.
A great punt is never a bad thing. Receiver split to the right. Myers in motion left to right. DeLauder, Sheffield. Sheffield again tries the right side of that line. This time Jackson works his way out over the 15 to about the 17, a gain of 5 for Sheffield.
Now Sheffield's most effective run of the night so far. Going to set us up 3rd and long.
Tullahoma 3rd and 12 from the 18, so give Sheffield 6.
Well, that nice rush, put us in a position not insurmountable to overcome a 3rd and 12.
Now, 3rd down and 12 looks a lot better than 3rd and 20.
Sure does. Pass blocking's been good early. Let's hold up here, no sacks.
Receiver split to the left. DeLauder to throw to his right to Myers, complete, but Myers dropped immediately at the 27. That's short of the first down. Needed 12, got 10. So Ezra Myers, ball's at the 27, got 9.
Yeah, it's Myers' 2nd catch of the evening.
4th and 3, Tullahoma at its 27-yard line. And the Wildcats show they're going for it on 4th and 3 at the 27. I don't think so. I think Tullahoma's just trying to draw Marshall County off sides. I don't believe the Wildcats have any intention of snapping the football. And now Tullahoma calls a timeout. 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tents and Events of Tullahoma is a local family-owned business. We have been serving Middle Tennessee for over 20 years. We love to support our local community and the Tullahoma Wildcats. We like to believe once you're a Wildcat, you're always a Wildcat. We specialize in weddings, birthday parties, and corporate events. Our family strives to constantly meet the changing wants and demands of the community by offering a one-stop shop for all of your event needs. Give us a call today so we can make your event that much easier.
So the Wildcats take a timeout on 4th and 3 and decide to punt. And Ethan Hargrove, Mr. Keller, will be your punter.
Wow.
So Evan Tomlin is the up man, Ethan Hargrove the punter. Fourth and 3 Cats at the Tullahoma 27. Hargrove. He's going to run it all the way. Hargrove's at the 30, 35. Hargrove out to the 37-yard line. That's a Wildcat first down.
Oh, special teams coach Brady Goodman. Well, he pulled a good one there. So, I was just going to fix to comment on what a beautiful snap that was. Hit him right in the hand. So, Tullahoma executes the fake punt. Hargrove runs for the first down on a 4th and 3. So, Tullahoma digs himself out of a 1st and 20 situation and now has a first down.
Yeah, they did. First and 10 Wildcats at the Tullahoma 36.
Riverboat Gamblers.
DeLauder, wide receiver screen to Johnson. Caught at the 40 and dragged down at the 42. Kai Johnson, a gain of 6.
Johnson active early in this game as well. So, really, DeLauder distributing the football very well early in this football game, with Myers and Johnson being his favorite 2 targets.
So DeLauder hits Johnson for 7. 2nd and 3 Wildcats. The ball rests at the Tullahoma 43. 7-7 game, 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Nathan DeLauder hands it to Jackson Sheffield. Sheffield over right tackle, very close to a first down. He needed 3. He got 3. Let's see if they give him the first down.
Boy, they used to call Tommy Tuberville at Auburn the Riverboat Gambler. Les Miles was also known for those fakes from anywhere on the field, and Tullahoma pulls one off. What a play. So let's see what they can do with the rest of this drive.
Sheffield did indeed pick up a Wildcat first down at the Tullahoma 46. Johnson and Grizzard wide to the left. DeLauder keeps it. Spins for no gain. Nathan probably maybe didn't make the right read there.
Rudely treated by Anthony Diaz and company. Diaz, a big 6 foot, 300-pound senior in the middle of that line, number 70 for the Tigers.
So a loss of 1. Put it back at the Tullahoma 45. And it's 2nd and 11 for the Cats. DeLauder looks to the sideline as Marshall County in their 3-man front. And DeLauder, a high snap, quick pass to Grizzard, he dropped it.
Well, Grizzard called, I believe, the first pass of the game on a slant pattern. That one hits him in the 2 as well, but falls harmlessly to the ground.
3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats at their 45-yard line. Tullahoma not especially crisp on this drive. They certainly were on their first drive.
Well, that's what we talked about. One of the keys to victory here, to start a new win streak after having that 16-game win streak snapped against Coffee County in the Coffee Pot, was execution. Got to focus and cradle that ball in when it hits you in the numbers.
DeLauder on 3rd and 11. Hands it to Sheffield. Sheffield trying to get loose, and Sheffield got nothing. Tullahoma unable to run the football whatsoever. And it's 4th and long for the Wildcats.
Physical front 7 for the Tigers. They're big and fast, and they can run.
Sheffield picked up 1. It's 4th and 10, Tullahoma at the 46. I don't think Tullahoma's going to punt tonight, Ken. Wildcats are going for it on 4th down and 10 at their own 46, and we've got a timeout, Marshall County. 1:51 left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Tullahoma and Marshall County here on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Hey, it's Rodney. You will not believe what's happened to me.
It isn't Granny, is it?
Yep, I'm going to be a little late coming in. I found Granny. She just rear-ended me. My coffee went everywhere.
Oh, no, Rodney, is that you?
Granny, I know it's been a few weeks since I've seen you. I just never figured we would meet again like this.
Can you fix it?
Sure, Granny, we got this.
Rodney's Body Shop, where they make friends by accidents. Visit them at their new location, 601 Lakeway Place in Tullahoma, or online, rodneysbodyshop.com.
So each team has taken a timeout here in the first quarter. We have 1:51 left to go. 7-7 ball game. Tullahoma had a long drive. Marshall County had a 98-yard kickoff return. That's where we stand. Wildcats 4th and 10 at their 46. Tullahoma's going for it. Two receivers split to the left. DeLauder to throw. DeLauder looks long. He's looking for Grizzard, and that's nowhere close. Looked like a misread by somebody, and Marshall County has a football.
Well, an interesting play call there. Perhaps your regular punter's out of the football game, but even, with a nice snap from center to Hargrove, maybe you put him back there and punt it, even if you can get a 20-yard net out of it. Field position's critical, and this is a tie ball game. Marshall County's yet to run an offensive play. Right.
1:46 to go in the first quarter. And the Tigers will line it up. Again, their quarterback is Silas Teat, 6', 180 junior. Braden is the running back. Teat back to throw. The southpaw over the middle, complete. It dropped. Jaden Randolph had it right in his hands. He probably took almost a step, but he really never had complete control of the ball.
Yeah, nice little seam route right down the middle, and he was wide open. Southpaw delivered that one on target. That one's on the receiver.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers at the Tullahoma 46. Teat splits a single receiver to the left, 2 to the right.
Lots of weapons at Teat's disposal.
He'll hand it to Braden. Braden to the 45. Braden, that's it. Beautiful tackle by Evan Tomlin after a gain of 3 by Damari Braden.
Oh, it sure was. We've seen Tomlin play well in the first couple games at that linebacker position for Tullahoma. Ran the ball well in the first game against Sheffield. We did not see him rushing the ball last week, but has played well defensively both games.
3rd down and 7 now at the Tullahoma 43 for Marshall County. Teat rolls to his left. Teat's got a lot of time and got a man open, but cannot connect. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Well, let's see if they go for it. They're in plus territory. They're on Tullahoma's side of the field here, and it looks like they may be going for it. We're having a 4th down duel going on here.
4th and 7, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 43. Well, more and more on all levels of football.
Yeah.
Teams are just going for it on 4th down now. You saw it over and over in college football over the weekend. Team after team is going for it on 4th down. Ball State did that 4 times until they needed 3 points to cover the spread, and then they kicked a field goal at the end. Flags fly and whistles blow here as Teat takes the snap on 4th down, and that is illegal procedure against Marshall County. Tough.
Yeah, that'll snuff any go for it on 4th down. They're going to send the punt team out now, surely.
So 4th and 12. Stop calling me Shirley. Ball's at the 48-yard line of the Wildcats, and indeed they will punt the football. The punter, let's see, 26, Grayson Miller, maybe.
Nice job by the Tullahoma defense forcing a 3 and out.
Johnson back to receive. Beautiful high spiral kick. Johnson Waits for it, makes a fair catch, and then lost the football. He muffed it. It's at the 2-yard line, and Marshall County's got it. Johnson called for the fair catch and then muffed the football, and Marshall County recovered it.
Well, that sophomore mistake, Scott. You know, when you're on the 10-yard line and a booming kick goes off like that and you have to back up just let it go. You can give a fair catch, get away from the football, let it matriculate through the end zone. If they down it inside the 5, it's just a great punt and down in by the special teams. But 2 special teams, big plays that go Marshall County's way, the 98-yard
Tigers
kickoff
line it
return.
up at the 2-yard line, handed off to Damari Braden. Braden dropped in the backfield by Ethan Hargrove. Nice play by Hargrove as Braden lost yardage on 1st and goal at the Tullahoma 2. Now the ball rests at the 4. So a loss of 2 for Damari Braden. 2nd and goal, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 4. Can the Wildcats defense remain stiff? This will be Teat from the shotgun with Braden on his left. Marshall County still swapping people in and out. They've got a wide open receiver on the right side. Now Tullahoma covers it. Here's Teat throwing left. Touchdown, Marshall County. Jaden Randolph with a touchdown reception from 4 yards away.
Well, Marshall County does not yet have a first down, but they have 13 points.
Yeah, football's funny like that.
It is.
Time of possession almost non-existent for Marshall County, yet they lead. And Wyatt Joyce will attempt a point after on the hold from Teague. Marshall County high snap, almost blocked by Tomlin. Boy, he almost got there, but it's good. 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. Marshall County leads Tullahoma 14-7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
This is you, and this is you, and this, and this. You're a team, a quarterback, a running back, a kicker, a coach. You are champions. You're a flyer, a backspot, a base, a parent, and a fan. And you are part of this community, so no matter who you are or what you do, we're here to care for you. Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart and Hospital and Vanderbilt Health, making healthcare personal.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
It's game day, and Coffee County Bank is here to support our Tullahoma Wildcats. Team up with Coffee County Bank for all your banking needs. Local people, local decisions, a community bank you can count on. Go Wildcats!
Well, Ken, you really summed it up. Marshall County, no first downs. They've hardly run offensive play, and they've got 3 total yards of offense, yet they lead 14-7.
Well, you're right. You know, you talk about complementary football, and special teams is such a big part of that, and Tullahoma has been spectacular the last few years in special teams. We even saw special teams fake punt tonight go Tullahoma's way as Ethan Hargrove gets the fake punt out for the first down on the run. Tullahoma seemed to have momentum, turned the ball over on downs, went for that 4th down, maybe should have punted it the second time, and Marshall County capitalizes as they punt in the Cardinal zone. Kai Johnson fumbles, and Marshall County capitalizes and takes the lead.
Johnson along with Sheffield back to receive the kick coming from Marshall County. It's Wyatt Joyce. With 14 seconds to play in the first quarter. Tigers on top of the Cats 14-7. And Tullahoma's controlled the game. That's what's bizarre. Yeah. Marshall County's Joyce kicks it, this time just 7 yards deep in the end zone. They're going to get spoiled like we are.
Yes, they are.
So Tullahoma.
You're going to see him next year as well. As you said, he was only a junior, man. This kid's got a strong leg.
Yeah, Tullahoma once again will start a drive at its 20-yard line. And let's see how the Wildcats approach offensively. We've We've not seen some players tonight that we've seen in other weeks. Looks like we're going to hang with Sheffield, Johnson, Grizzard, Myers, Tucker, DeLauder. That's your skill guys. Handoff Sheffield straight up the gut. Sheffield out to the 23. A gain of 2 for Jackson, or 3 for Jackson.
Jackson finding running lanes are being stopped up right now by that Tiger defense.
Yeah, Tullahoma has not run the ball effectively. The first quarter has come to a close. Your score after 1. Marshall County 14, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, LightTube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add LightTube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
Welcome back to Lewisburg, Tennessee. Tullahoma trails Marshall County 14-7 as we begin the second quarter. Wildcats have the football at the Tullahoma 23. Second down and 7. Here's DeLauder rolling left. He's scrambling is what he's doing. DeLauder gets out to the 25, the 26 yard line. Mark it at the 27, a gain of 4.
Well, Cats need to possess the ball and catch their breath back. They led this game 7-0 on a beautiful drive early in this game to get the offense untracked as they took the football first. Marshall County still with 0 first downs, but they've scored 2 straight touchdowns to lead 14-7.
Third down and 3 for the Wildcats at the Tullahoma 27.
Need to convert right here.
Tullahoma still working to get that running game going as Myers and Tucker switch from the right side to the left side. And Sheffield switches to the right side. Here's Sheffield, and he got blasted in the backfield. Jackson's running for his life, and he's going to make it a loss of about a yard, and we've got a man down.
No chance there for Sheffield as that defensive lineman from Marshall County just blew our guy up front.
So a loss of 2, 4th and 6, and down for the Wildcats is number 66. That's Mason Miller, 6'1", 275 junior. Miller, of course, plays both offense and defense on that line, one of the most experienced linemen that Tullahoma has, even though he's only a junior. And so Miller is down.
Sure is. We need him wearing that our Jason Few legacy jersey, number 66.
10:56 left to go in the first quarter, with Marshall County leading Tullahoma 14-7. We'll take an injury timeout. This is Tullahoma Wildcat football on the Light Tube Sports Network.
County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need. Why? Because we're your friends and neighbors, and you like to bank with people you know and people who know you. We shop here, we work here, we love Tullahoma just as much as you do. Citizens Tri-County Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you, and we value and appreciate our customers. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you will ever need.
At Factory Furniture Outdoor Store, we carry the highest quality outdoor furniture at the guaranteed lowest price, offering top name brands like Summer Classics, Lane Venture, Hollywood, and more. With warranties up to 20 years, you'll be guaranteed to enjoy your furniture for years to come, offering wood-burning, electric, and gas fireplaces, pellet smokers, and top-of-the-line grills. We have everything you need to turn your outdoor kitchen, deck, pool, or patio into your very own paradise. So come see us at Factory Furniture Outdoor Store.
After that 80-yard drive, things have, to open the game, have turned against us.
Well, Ken, this is true. As Mason Miller's still down for the Wildcats. Tullahoma again opened the game with an 80-yard drive. Miller's up, walking under his own power. We'll hope for the best for Mason Miller. And the Wildcats will next man up. That's the way that goes.
Yeah, Miller, the definition, the epitome of a scholar athlete, 4.4 GPA, 29 on his ACT. Pretty strong.
Sounds like Ken
Smart
Keller
young
numbers.
man. Well, I told you on the way over here that I had an 18, but if I got to take the test twice and they got to add the scores together, Scott, I'd be in business.
You would have been strong academically. All right, it is 4th down and 6 for Tullahoma at the 25-yard line, and Ethan Hargrove is going to punt.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's back for the punt. Let's put it that way. Don't know what's up with Grant Chadwick. He did kick off. So he's here dressed out and active. Chadwick will punt. Chadwick gets an end-over-end kick. Bounces out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Great field position for Marshall County.
Well, after the opening 80-yard drive for Tullahoma, the Wildcats have been stymied offensively.
Stymied is the word.
Tiger defense has clamped down.
So Marshall County, excellent field position at their 44-yard line. With 10:30 to go in the half, Tigers lead the Cats 14-7. Teat has Braden in the backfield, and Jaden Randolph split wide to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Braden dances up the middle. Braden's quick, elusive, and he dances his way for 9 yards on first down.
Yeah, Tullahoma had a clean shot at him. We missed the tackle. That can't happen. Could have been a 2-yard gain. Was stretched to 9 on that one due to the missed tackle.
Into Tullahoma territory at the 47-yard line after a gain of 9. Southpaw, Silas Teat rolls to his left, looks downfield, and throws long. That pass is incomplete. Boy, that went right through the hands of Asa Jones. It wasn't an easy catch. He was sort of turning around and diving, Kim, but had an opportunity to catch that football.
Yeah, Teach receivers dropping the ball on him. He had a seam route over the middle early in this game that was dropped.
3rd and 1, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 47. With Jones split to the left and Randolph to the right. He'll hand it to Braden. Braden, it's taken down on a great solo tackle by Ethan Hargrove, but Braden picked up enough for the first down for Marshall County, their first of the game.
Yeah, Braden running off right tackle, easily gets the first down yardage. Nice tackle on the right side of that line for the Tigers.
Gain of 9, first down and 10, Marshall County in Tullahoma territory at the 44. That wasn't a gain of 9 for Braden, that was a gain of 3.
We need a turnover.
But it was enough for the first down. Tigers empty backfield. Little shuffle pass. Tullahoma played it pretty well and dropped for no gain on the play as Marcus O'Neill for Marshall County. So the shuffle pass unsuccessful.
Now, Tullahoma stayed at home and did a good job in the middle of that defense on that one.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Tigers at the Wildcat 44.
Several black helmets converge for the tackle.
8:50 left to go in the first half. Tigers lead the Cats 14-7. Marshall County 2nd and 10 at the Tullahoma 44. Braden and Teat in the backfield for the Tigers. Teat to throw. Good. He's got a lot of time. Man open over the middle. Incomplete. That's again intended for Jones. And, boy, they're really testing Hargrove back there. And Hargrove has responded. That's incomplete.
Well, Teat certainly not shy in chunking the long ball. He's taken lots of deep shots here in this first half. Luckily, they've all been incomplete.
3rd and 10, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 44.
Hargrove, our most experienced defender on the defense in the defensive backfield.
And he's on Jones, and they're going after him now. For Tullahoma will be Andrew Ewing covering Jones out on the far side. Here's a handoff, Braden. Braden comes this way, and Braden tackled after a gain of 2 or 3. I think we're going to have a holding against Marshall County.
Sure was. Nice job there by Zane Hopp. Nice open field tackle, but we'll take the holding if that's the case.
That is the case. Holding against the Tigers. That's a spot foul, so they're going way back into their own territory, where we will replay 3rd down from the Marshall County 44-yard line.
Big holding call there. Changes the complexion of this drive.
Yeah, 3rd and 22.
Certainly, they were probably poised to go for it on 4th down on that.
So a big chance for Tullahoma here to stop this drive. 3rd down and 22, Marshall County at their 44. Teat with a long count, looks to the sideline. About an 80-man roster for this Marshall County football team. Teat back to throw. Here comes pressure up the middle. Teat escapes it to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. There's a block in the back. There's the flag. This one's coming back.
You called it a crushing block, but that was in the back, so that's going to be definitely a clip.
Yeah, that's
going to move him way back, and that was a vicious hit right there in the middle of the numbers. Hit our guy square in the back.
Tullahoma may just decline this and bring up 4th and about 17 or 18. Let's see how it goes. Play was a good play, about a 12-yard, 10-yard play, but it's not going to last.
Nice escapability by the quarterback Teat on that one.
He's impressive.
That guy's tough to. We had several guys back there thought we was going to get him for a sack.
This holding against Marshall County.
See what this Wildcat staff decides to do here.
They're going to push the Tigers back. Personal foul against Marshall County. Not sure exactly what that second movement was, but it's a 15-yard personal foul.
Back in the old days, we called that one a clip. That was a textbook clip, but whatever, we'll take it. That's 15-yard variety.
Spotted at the Marshall County 34. It is 3rd and 32. 3rd and 32.
Third and forever.
See what Coach Osteen draws up for his Tigers. Handed off to Braden. Braden got 3, maybe 4. 4th and long.
Well, aided by penalties, Tullahoma stops that drive, so certainly we'll take it. Let's see if we can get a good punt return here out of Mr. Johnson.
You don't think they're going for it?
Certainly not.
It's 4th and 28. You don't think that's a good idea, huh?
No way.
Based on the punt we saw previously, I agree with you. Back to receive for Tullahoma, Kai Johnson. Good snap to the punter. Gets away a low line drive that Johnson's going to let hit once, twice, and get out of the way. And it takes a Marshall County roll all the way down to the 17-yard line. That's where Tullahoma will take over. But, hey, the Wildcats got to stop.
That's a positive.
Marshall County still hadn't scored on offense. I mean,
that's
2-yard drive. That's all they had.
That's right. So defenses play well tonight. They've just set in poor field position on the special teams gaff, the punt fumble.
Yeah, I think Tullahoma's defense has played outstanding.
And then Tullahoma's offensive drive, the first offensive drive, initial drive, 80 yards was fantastic. We need to get the offense back in rhythm. Plenty of time to get points on the board to tie this game up.
We've seen now what Marshall County has. I think Tullahoma's got the personnel to match them.
Yeah.
Not sure if they've got the cohesiveness and experience, but they got the personnel.
Both teams making big mistakes with penalties right
44 in now, Xavier Farrell for the Wildcats, 6 foot 180 sophomore, and Tullahoma needs a timeout. 6:59 to go in the half. Marshall County 14, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
Game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the field. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority Light Tube Fiber Internet offers true gigabit service to our customers. We pride ourselves on speed, but the backbone of that speed is local tech support, unmatched customer service, and professional service technicians. To sign up, call 455-4515 to gain the reassurance of Light Tube reliability.
We're back at Preston Hopkins Field in Lewisburg, Tennessee. Tullahoma and Marshall County, Region 5 4A opener. For Tullahoma, Marshall County got a 17-14 win over Creekwood last week, so they're 1-0 in the region. Tullahoma now has, I mentioned Xavier Farrell. He's slotted on the right side. So totally different formation. Here's a screen pass to Kai Johnson. On the end around, Johnson got nothing.
It's the first screen pass we've seen tonight. That's a staple of Tullahoma's offense. In the Region 5 4A, as Scott mentioned, there's 9 teams in our region. Tullahoma projected 4th in the preseason prognostications. This Marshall County team 2nd. So the top 4 teams are playoff bound. So you got to be in the top 4. So, these two teams are playing for really big stakes tonight because, Pearl-Cohn, the prohibitive favorite in Region 5 4A. But anything's possible, but this is always a big game. It's a swing game.
Tullahoma 2nd and 10 at the 17. With Evan Tomlin in at tailback. Back to throw is DeLauder. A lot of pressure. DeLauder just throws it away. That's going to be intentional grounding, I think, against Tullahoma. Should be. He just threw it away.
Yeah, blindside pressure from his backside. Never had a chance.
We really got a break right there.
We sure did.
There was no offensive player anywhere close. 3rd down and 10, Tullahoma at the 17.
The Tiger faithful howling
for a
grounding penalty.
For once, they're right.
Yes.
DeLauder.
For once, the fans are right.
Yeah, that's one of those throws that you just can't throw. Even though they didn't get the call, you just can't throw it out there. Tullahoma, 3rd and 10. Tomlin again, the tailback. 3 receivers split to the left.
Well, Tullahoma really getting behind the sticks the last couple drives.
To throw. DeLauder's going long for Johnson. That pass incomplete is actually in between Johnson and Grizzard. It's 4th down.
Well, when you have first down plays for 1 or 2 yards or 0 yards, it really puts you behind the sticks, and that's what we've seen the last couple drives. Tullahoma trying to convert 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 10 situations. That's very difficult at any level of football.
Well, they keep putting this Tullahoma defense in a tough spot. Keep giving Marshall County the ball back here. And you would think pretty good field position.
And you know who's deep.
Asia Jones is deep for the Tigers, standing at around midfield. Ethan Hargrove to punt it for the Wildcats.
He already has a 98-yard kickoff return touchdown tonight.
There's the snap. Hargrove gets the kick away. It is a nice spiral. Jones lets it drop. It takes a great Tullahoma roll. Jones is going to pick it up now at the 30. That was a mistake. And Jones is going to get hemmed in and buried at the 35-yard line.
Wow.
He took a lot of pain and a big risk for really no reward.
Boy,
nice
how about
punt
that?
For Hargrove.
Yeah, how about that punt for Hargrove? He flipped field position on that one. So a beautiful roll. And I've been watching him field those punts. The snap a little bit low on that one. You just don't want to down it with your knee accidentally there. He gets the kick off, and it gets a favorable Wildcat roll. So let's see if we can shut him down here again on defense.
5:42 remaining in the first half. Marshall County leads Tullahoma 14-7. It's been a weird game.
Sure has.
But I think the Wildcats are pretty fortunate to be right in it.
Yeah, 21 first quarter points, all the scoring in the first quarter. Teams trading punts here in the second.
Tullahoma, some new defenders in now, and Marshall County hands it off and has a big gain out to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Goes Anton Cawthorn. First down, Marshall County.
Well, Cawthorn's a big back, too. They throw Braden and Cawthorn at you. 1-2 punch, powerful punch. But, again, I'm seeing missed tackles tonight by that Wildcat defense. The running back's doing a good job for Marshall County making the first Wildcat miss.
Gain of 13 for the Tigers. 1st and 10 at midfield.
Big,
Clock
strong
runs.
backs.
5:20 to go first half. Teat with Braden behind him. Teat hands it to Braden. Braden cuts it back inside. Got 2-3 yards. Nice job by Tucker and Hargrove for the Wildcats. Also in on the stop for Tullahoma, Russell Simmons. 2nd and 7.
Well, Scott, you mentioned on the way over here one of your favorite saying, it's not how many yards really you rush for, it's how many times you rush and how many attempts. You got to keep that defense honest so they can't pin their ears back and come after the quarterback. I think that's why Teet's having time in the throwing game, because they're establishing a good running attack right now.
Totally different set for Marshall County. Empty backfield, 4 receivers to the right. Wide receiver screen complete to 50. In Tullahoma territory at the 44. Great open field tackle by Ethan Hargrove. At the 44, a gain of 6.
Oh, it sure was. And a well-devised play. Tullahoma had the heat in the face there. Set up nice execution on the wide receiver screen. They're close to the first down. Setting up 4th down. Or is it 3rd down?
No.
Okay, we have a 3rd.
A gain of 2. 3rd down and 4 for Marshall County at the Tullahoma 44-yard line. 4:05 left to go in the half. 14-7 Tigers. Teat, straight drop. Now here comes pressure from Myers. Teat rolls to his left, pass complete. In at the 37-yard line of the Wildcats. That's a first down, Marshall County.
Well, easy money, giving it all he's got. Flushed him out of the pocket. But you see the athleticism of Silas Teat. Number 4, the quarterback for the Marshall County Tigers, does a nice job rolling out of the pocket, flushed out of the pocket by Myers. Makes a critical 3rd down conversion here on the pass completion.
Gain of 7. 1st and 10 Marshall County at the Tullahoma 37. Teat gives to Braden. Braden, boom, just lowers his head and runs through a tackle. Works his way down to the 32-yard line. What a gain from, that actually was Jacaven Curry.
Well, that's
not Braden, Jacaven Curry on the carry.
Yeah, throwing a truckload of running backs. Nice running back depth. Colby Tucker with initial contact for Tullahoma at linebacker.
2nd and 3. Marshall County at the Wildcat 31. 2:58 to go in the first half. Tigers lead it 14-7. Here's Jones in motion, takes the handoff. He's going to throw it. He wants to throw it deep. He wants to throw it, but he slid down at the 39-yard line. Big loss on the play. Big break for the Wildcats.
Well, it sure was, and I think Myers chased him down. He looked like Michael Myers going after him on the sidelines, and he just stumbles over himself, trips backwards. So a negative play for Marshall County. Much needed a negative play for the Wildcats on defense.
3rd and 12 for the Tigers at the Tullahoma 39. Clock ticks, 2:20 left to go in the half. Tigers really didn't need to try trickeration right there. They were moving the ball pretty well. But I'm glad they did.
Throwing their full arsenal, their full playbook at us.
Yeah, they are. Just throwing it right at us. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Teat. Handoff. This is Cawthorn again, and Hawthorne rips his way down to the 30. Anton Cawthorn, Cowthorn, Cawthorn, picks up good yardage for Marshall County.
He just runs up the middle to the A-gap, big hole there, and just a punishing runner. Starting to take its toll on this Wildcat defense. These guys are physical in the running game.
Gain of 9, 4th and 3, Tigers at the Tullahoma 30. 1:35 to go in the half. Cats jump, no flag.
Fans going nuts again.
And Marshall County calls a timeout. 1:25 to go in the half. Marshall County 14, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network. So we had a flag at the end of the previous play. So let's see exactly what we're looking at. It was against Marshall County. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, wow.
Take it all the way back to the Wildcat 45.
Game changer. That was a 4th and 3.
Well, now it's a 4th and 18.
It sure is. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know what happened, but somebody lost their cool down there on the field. It might have been the Coach Osteen.
Well, Tullahoma jumped, and there was no flag, and obviously somebody said something.
It obviously precipitated some
County,
fury from the sidelines of the Tigers.
Marshall County to punt it away. Johnson deep for the Wildcats. It's a good snap. Kick is away. Nice high. Johnson, fair catch, and it bounces off his shoulder pads, but Tullahoma recovers. And we need Sheffield recovers for the Wildcats. I don't know, Ken. Sometimes you just got to try personnel and see how they do, right?
Well, yeah, certainly. You know, a high-stakes game here, lots of pressure on a sophomore. But the first thing in the punt return game, you want to put the your most sure-handed player back there fielding punts, because it doesn't matter what you can return it for. You got to secure that football, and that's job number one. And we saw last year, Mr. Dixon did such a good job last year, just the last couple of years, just catching those high punts.
Tullahoma first down and 10 at its 17-yard line with 1:15 to go. Handoff Sheffield. Jackson fights his way out to maybe 18, 19, got a yard or two.
Well, heads up there by Jackson Sheffield. You know, I'm not talking about the run. I'm talking about the fumble recovery on that punt. So, you know, that's one of the hidden plays that can make a difference in the end that you look at that is a big play.
Oh, yeah, that would have been huge, and Marshall County recovered that ball right there. Sheffield runs for 2, 2nd and 8 Wildcats at the 19.
So with this field position, the clock as it is here, Tullahoma certainly just want to bleed it out, not give the ball back to Marshall County.
Yeah, they're going to run it out here in the half, unless they just go long for the bomb. DeLauder will hand it to Sheffield. Sheffield over left side, round left end, picked up 3 or 4. That may be the last play of the half. I think it will be. They're spotted at the 23, so a gain of 4. So Marshall County answers Tullahoma's early touchdown with 14 points, and the Marshall County Tigers lead the Tullahoma Wildcats at the half, 14-7. You're watching Tullahoma Wildcat football on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Stinson Events of Tullahoma is a local family-owned business. We have been serving Middle Tennessee for over 20 years. We love to support our local community and the Tullahoma Wildcats. We like to believe once you're a Wildcat, you're always a Wildcat. We specialize in weddings, birthday parties, and corporate events. Our family strives to constantly meet the changing wants and demands of the community by offering a one-stop shop for all of your event needs. Give us a call today so we can make your event
lag
that
hurting your gaming? Is a weak signal stalling your social media posts? Are constant updates slowing down your productivity? TUA Lighttube has a solution. Enroll in our mesh router service starting at $9.95 a month. With the ability to cover your home with increased signal strength, you can increase productivity and whole home happiness. Start winning today by calling TUA Lighttube customer service at 455-4514.
How did we get here? How did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen?
Hey, it's Rodney. You will not believe what's happened to me.
It isn't Granny, is it?
Yep, I'm gonna be a little late coming in. I found Granny. She just rear-ended me. My coffee went everywhere.
Oh no, Rodney, is that you?
Granny, I know it's been a few weeks since I've seen you. I just never figured we would meet again like this.
Can you fix it?
Sure, Granny, we got this.
Rodney's Body Shop, where they make friends by accidents. Visit them at their new location, 601 Lakeway Place in Tullahoma, or online, rodneysbodyshop.com.
to Lewisburg, Tennessee. We are at Preston Hopkins Field, just about set to begin the third quarter in this Region 5 4A contest with Marshall County leading Tullahoma 14-7. Ken Keller, how did the Cats respond to your keys of victory in the first half?
Well, some new wrinkles. New wrinkles offensively. I thought Nathan DeLauder played well. Some new plays run. He found a new target in the passing game. Ezra Myers caught a couple balls on the first drive. Kai Johnson, a big 44-yard reception, big play, splash play down the field. So Tullahoma got off to an excellent start, 7-0, which they needed. Didn't even get a chance to celebrate that, Scott, as the ensuing kickoff, 98-yard touchdown return. So special teams not been kind to Tullahoma tonight outside the Ethan Hargrove fake punt run for the first down. We've seen two fumbled punts. Really, that's the difference in this football game. One of them cost us, one of them did not. The one that cost us inside our own 10-yard line, they quickly convert that. Does Marshall County takes the 14-7 lead. So they had two touchdowns quick on us, quickly without the benefit of a single first down. Luckily, at the end of the first half, we had another punt fumble. Jackson Sheffield recovered and avoided disaster for Tullahoma. Marshall County gets the ball to start the second half. Tullahoma's got to work hard for 4 quarters. That's what we talked about. You just want a chance to win at the end.
So Tullahoma in it for half here against one of the state's top-ranked teams, undefeated Marshall County. No scoring in the second quarter. Ken, I think the highlight for Tullahoma's got to be the defense, right? They didn't allow an offensive touchdown except for a 2-yard drive.
They've really kept us in the game because Marshall County really has had a chance to seize control of this game offensively, but they've not been able to capitalize. Tullahoma defense getting off the field on some key third and fourth down situations. Defensively, Marshall County shot themselves in the foot, had a chance to go on a 4th and 3 in Tullahoma territory, and then had a dead ball personal foul that effectively killed one of their drives, and they had to punt the ball back to us. So it's going to come down to the second half. Tullahoma was unable to – they got an opening touchdown a couple weeks ago against Coffee County, and they got outscored the last 21 points of the football game. They've got to finish strong to be able to win this first road contest in the region, a vital road contest here tonight against Marshall County.
So earlier in the game, it looked like Tullahoma had committed a intentional grounding penalty, but there was no flag, and the Marshall County fans were a bit irate. That high school football has changed this year in that the quarterback can throw it away when he's out of the pocket like he can in college and pros. And that's a great rule for high school. You got to have that for high school. You can't ask the quarterbacks not to do that in high school.
Yeah, and that's just heads up. You got to have awareness in the pocket of where that tackle box is. You got to be outside the pocket to ground it. So good awareness there, and it was a heads up play to avert a negative yardage situation for Tullahoma.
Also, it'll be interesting to see if who kicks off for the Wildcats. We haven't, that we know of, seen Grant Chadwick tonight, so perhaps he's unavailable. We'll see at the kickoff.
Special teams the difference tonight right now, Scott, in this football game. Tullahoma normally wins special teams. Tonight, they're losing special teams. So it also will be interesting to see who's back there in punt formation returning the punts for Tullahoma here in the second half.
Yeah, it's been, it's been a couple of years. Well, I'll tell you when the last big special teams muff was against Nolansville with a snap over the head. So, But a couple, 2 or 3 special teams snafus tonight so far for the Wildcats have really cost Tullahoma a chance to be even or even up in this game. So here comes Marshall County. Everybody's warmed up. Tullahoma will kick it off. And I would give you some scores from around the area, except we're in Lewisburg and the scoreboards don't come up. Marshall County's kicker, on the other hand, has just been exceptional. White Joyce
sure has.
It has as good a leg as we've seen on a kickoff now. He kicked it through the end zone on one of his kickoffs.
Well, I think Tullahoma's got to get vertical in the passing game. They had the key to that first drive was the 44-yard big play pass from DeLauder to Kai Johnson that was completed. They're going to have to hit some 20-plus yarders, I think, in the passing game the second half to win this game.
Okay, so here's what they tell me. 24 is not Grant Chadwick. It's a freshman. But I don't know his name. So that's what we're told, Ken. Looks like Chadwick, but a freshman.
Let's see if he kicks like Chadwick. Let's see if this ball can get to the end zone.
We'll get the scoop from Coach Sisk when we talk with him after the game. Here's a little pooch kick, onside kick. Tullahoma tried it. The ball is loose. Who's got it? Who's got it? Who's got it? Oh, Marshall County's got it. Tullahoma had many, many chances to recover that football, but Marshall County gets it at the 40-yard line.
Boy, multiple black chrome helmets around that football, and you talk about trying to steal momentum and steal a possession. We've seen Tullahoma do this in the past. Nearly did it again.
Boy, just that ball just bouncing around freely there and just multiple opportunities. So Tullahoma, with his four-man front on defense, Marshall County opens the third quarter at its 40-yard line.
Love the aggressiveness, though, on that play call.
Silas Teat hands it off to Cromwell. And Cromwell, Cawthorn, I keep wanting to go Cromwell. It's Cawthorn. Stop made by Ethan Hargrove, and he's hurt. Gain of 10 for Cawthorn.
He looked like he took a shot to the stomach, did Hargrove.
1st and 10, Marshall County at the 50-yard line.
Marshall County looking to seize control of this game with their power running game.
And Tommy Cawthorn, the running back. Teat back to throw. Teat's looking to the side. That pass complete. Beautiful sideline catch by Jaden Randolph, a gain of 5.
Yeah, Randolph just did a nice tightrope job on the sidelines, keeping his feet in bounds. Nice delivery in the pocket there by Teat. Silas Teat's been impressive tonight.
Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Marshall County at the Tullahoma 43.
Marshall County has picked up the pace here.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for the Tigers. They hand it off. This is Cawthorn, and Cawthorn got blasted in the backfield by Tucker, leading the way for the Wildcats, along with DeCarlos Slaughter.
Yeah, meet Mr. Tucker there. Great anticipation. As he shoots through the line and gets the TFL for the Wildcats. Tackle for loss.
Loss of 3. 3rd and 6, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 46. 3rd down and 6. 10:40 left to go in the third quarter. Tigers lead the Wildcats 14-7.
Teat just a junior, so we'll have this quarterback matchup anticipated again next season.
Yeah, this is a junior-dominated team. Teat over the middle, incomplete. We're going to get a pass interference call against Tullahoma. Flags fly in the defensive backfield. And let's get the affirmation from the referee. I think that was on 16 for Tullahoma. He was back there, Zane Hoff. So pass interference. 15-yard penalty and 1st down.
Well, they had a 15-yarder effectively kill a drive for them late in the second quarter. This one keeps their drive alive to start the third quarter.
Spotted at the Tullahoma 31. 1st and 10, Marshall County. 10:29 to go, third quarter. Tigers on the move.
The ref giveth and the ref taketh.
Don't he, though? Cawthorn in the backfield. Teat hands it to Cawthorn. Cawthorn tries to dance his way, but Sheffield with the ankle tackle brings Cawthorn down after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, nice job by Sheffield. Defensive line held their own that time, and Sheffield just squeezed through and made a nice ankle tackle.
Marshall County 2nd down and 9 at the Tullahoma 30. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cawthorn to the right of Teat. Split wide is Randolph on the right side. Teat back to throw. Teat being pressured. He's going long. That pass is incomplete. Intended out there for Asia Jones. And, boy, they've just missed 2 or 3 times now.
They certainly have. You know, Tullahoma's defense really has played well tonight. And they've seen the whole gauntlet of the Marshall County playbook and trying to keep this a one-score football game here in the third quarter.
Well, here's a great opportunity. 3rd down and 9. Tigers at the Tullahoma 30. Cawthorn in the backfield. Little swing pass to Cawthorn. Breaks 1 tackle. He's on the right side. Breaks a 2nd tackle. Spins his way down to the 10. He's close to a 1st down.
Well, that's all running back right there. He just catches that little swing pass out of the backfield and was very determined. Tullahoma, multiple defenders fall off of him as he sheds tackles and gets the 1st down. A big, big conversion for Marshall County to keep this drive alive.
On 3rd and 9, Marshall County picks up 10. 1st and 10 at the Tullahoma 20. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Cawthorn is the tailback. He gets the handoff straight up the middle, lowers his head, and just powers his way down to the 17-yard line, a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 17.
Ryan Denby with the tackle on that one. Tullahoma scored on their opening drive to start this game. The Tigers trying to score on their opening drive here in the second half.
Started at the Marshall County 40. Here's Teat, rolling left, looking back to his right. Great design play. This is 42 into the end zone. Did he get in, or is he out at the 1? I think he's out at the 1-yard line. That was 42. John Thomas, the fullback, catching it out of the backfield.
Boy, you're right, little misdirection play there. He looked to his left, threw back to his right to a wide open receiver there, and he just skips down the sidelines. I believe he's out at about the 2-yard line.
Call it 1st down and goal at the 1. Marshall County will line up in an I formation with Teat under center and Braden the tailback. This is old school quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Marshall County. Silas Teat on a 1-yard plunge, and Marshall County extends its lead with 8:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tigers drive 60 yards, 9 plays, also the beneficiary of a pass interference penalty. And now Wyatt Joyce will line it up for the point after. So the Tigers score on their opening possession. We'll see how Tullahoma responds. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:29 to go, 3rd quarter. Marshall County 21, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
This is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats.
It's game day, and Coffee County Bank is here to support our Tullahoma Wildcats. Team up with Coffee County Bank for all your banking needs. Local people, local decisions, a community bank you can count on. Go Wildcats!
You, and this is you, and this, and this. You're a team, a quarterback, a running back, a kicker, a coach. You are champions. You're a flyer, a backspot, a base, a parent, and a fan. And you are part of this community. So no matter who you are or what you do, we're here to care for you. Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart and Hospital and Vanderbilt Health, making healthcare personal.
Marshall County starts the second half with a 60-yard drive. Tullahoma's defense unable to overcome that pass interference penalty on 3rd down.
Yeah, that was definitely a statement drive right there. You know, nice job. You know, that little misdirection play. You know, look, is Teat, sold the play, looked to his left, threw back to the right. That was a key play in that drive. And they punished us in the running game. So Tullahoma's defense really looked a little tired. Those punishing runs and the number of runs by Marshall County and their depth at running back taking its toll on the Tullahoma defense here in the 3rd quarter.
We seem to have some new numbers, playing a lot of minutes.
Yep. So we face a 14-point deficit.
There's a line drive kickoff caught by Sheffield at the goal line. Sheffield to the 5, to the 10, Sheffield to the 15, and Gerald Sheffield out to the 22-yard line. So Jarrell Sheffield gets his hands on the ball for the first time, to my knowledge, this year.
Well, Tullahoma drove 80 yards their first drive. I'm not sure if we've been in Marshall County territory since.
Certainly, probably.
I can't remember it.
Don't have 80 yards of offense after that drive. The Wildcats will start this one at the 22-yard line of Tullahoma with Sheffield in the backfield. And now this is a more Tullahoma-looking set. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. DeLauder back to throw. DeLauder screen pass for Sheffield, and Sheffield is dropped in the backfield. That play never had a chance.
Well, that's a play that we've seen have success the first 2 games for Tullahoma. Just that little screen to Jackson Sheffield that's been effective, but spied out nicely there by the Tiger linebacker.
A loss of 4, second down and 14, Tullahoma at its 18-yard line.
And you got to credit this Tiger defense. They've been stingy and tightened up since that first drive touchdown for the Wildcats.
Hargrove split wide to the right. Here's DeLauder on a quarterback draw, and DeLauder has nowhere to go, no gain. Marshall County seems to know what we're running a lot.
Yeah, looks that way. So, it's another 3rd and long situation. Really, Tullahoma had, a drive in the second quarter that they had, I think, a couple pre-snap penalties. It started out 1st and 20, so they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot and getting way behind the sticks on 1st and 2nd down, setting up 3rd and longs.
Hargrove, Johnson, and Farrell will all be split to the left side. Grizzard to the right. 3rd and 14, Tullahoma at its 18-yard line. Needs some offensive line work right here. DeLauder back to throw. Here comes pressure. He has to get flushed out. He'll pass it across the field, intended for Farrell. Incomplete. It is 4th down.
Well, Farrell was out there tight coverage. It looked like it hit off the defender's hands and then hit his hands, but tough to catch that pass. Defender was kind of shielding him on the play on nice coverage for the Tigers on defense.
4th down and 14. Hargrove in to punt again for the Cats. And I mean, at halftime,
that's a 3 and out.
Ethan Hargrove was booming some punts. So we'll see if he can garner that sort of result here as Tullahoma's backed up deep in its own territory at the 17-yard line.
Do we know who's snapping the ball? We've had some good snaps tonight.
Had some good snaps. Let me get that number for you. 21. It's a high kick taken by Jones near midfield. 21 for Tullahoma, Bronson Bunch. 6 foot, 155 sophomore. He has done a good job of snapping tonight.
We talked about these Wildcats, some of them getting some new wrinkles, new opportunities, new guys stepping up. That's what we're seeing, some new names called tonight. Cats in the danger zone now, down 21-7, 3 and out. Defense is gassed. They're right back out on the field again after a quick 3 and out.
And Marshall County, just great field position at the Tullahoma 49-yard line. Lim Greider, 5'11", 150 junior, is in at a cornerback for the Wildcats. And there's a handoff, Braden. Braden got a couple of yards. That's it. Tucker, Tomlin, Sheffield in on the stop.
Marshall County going to be content to bleed some clock. Certainly, this game's not over. 21-7. Tullahoma led 21-0 last year before a furious 20-point rally in the fourth quarter by Marshall County. Tullahoma tacked on a touchdown. They win it 28-20. So
Charlie Dotson, 5'11", 195 junior, in on the defensive line for the Cats. Teat to throw. Teat looking long. Teat's going for Jones. Complete. Jones went up, made a heck of a catch on Zane Hoff at the 20-yard line. First down, Marshall County.
Well, he sure did. He just high pointed that football and pulled it out of the air. So great athlete. Playmakers make plays, and he made an explosive one there. Big splash play for the Tigers.
28 yards. First and 10, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 20. 6:14 to go, third quarter. Tigers lead 21-7. pressing again. Deep in Tullahoma territory. Teat pitches to Braden. Braden dropped in the backfield by Tucker. What a game we're getting from Colby Tucker, 6 foot 190 junior. He's everywhere.
He sure is. He's a gamer, got a nose for the football just like his brother had. Making plays tonight. Tullahoma desperately needs a turnover. They have not gotten one tonight. Marshall County has done a good job of taking care of the football, but we need to force a turnover right here.
Yeah, need to keep them out of the end zone, that's for sure.
Sure do.
Clock ticks, 5:45 to go, third quarter. 2nd and 11, Marshall County at the Tullahoma 21. Teat to throw. Looks right. There he is, open. Complete at the 5. Down to the 3 goes Jones. And it's 1st and goal, Marshall County.
Well, they're shredding us in the passing game right now. Just a slant pattern, number 2. Another big athletic receiver. Teat heating up here in the second half in the air game.
Spotted at the 4. 1st and goal, Marshall County after a 17-yard gain. Yeah, some of the new faces in this Tullahoma defense struggling as a unit. Handoff Braden. Braden knifes into the end zone. Touchdown, Marshall County. So the Tigers take advantage of a really good punt return and score their second touchdown of this third quarter and increase their lead over the Wildcats. Yeah, I wonder if Teat just walked in one day. Coach, you got a spot for an Oakland transfer?
Yeah,
son, sure we do.
Played well tonight. And Tullahoma now dropped 3 touchdowns behind here. Knew that defense was starting to wear out. Offense just has not pulled its load, has not sustained drive. No clock control, just has worn the defense out tonight.
Marshall County trying to get lined up for the point after, but the play clock's not running, so just take as long as you want. 25-second clock never started. Teat will hold.
Well, we knew we were coming in to play a good athletic football team, and they've capitalized on our mistakes tonight and made us pay every time.
Wyatt Joyce set to attempt the point after for the Tigers. He has been spot on. Snap, kick, good. 5:08 to play in the third quarter. Marshall County 28, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need. Why? Because we're your friends and neighbors, and you like to bank with people you know and people who know you. We shop here, we work here, we love Tullahoma just as much as you do. Citizens Tri-County Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you, and we value and appreciate our customers. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you will ever need.
Woodard's Diamonds and Designs is here to help you score some points with your loved ones at Woodard's. Let our team of jewelry experts assist you in selecting the perfect pearl, diamond, gemstone, or whatever flawlessly celebrates that birthday, anniversary, graduation, or any significant occasion. Win the heart of that special someone and create a memorable moment with a gift from Woodard's Diamonds and Designs. Go! Yeah!
Marshall County drives 49 yards in 5 plays. Scores on a 4-yard touchdown run by Damari Braden. And the Tigers have extended their lead over the Wildcats to 28-7. Young Tullahoma team has gotten younger this week. And it shows. The effort is there. But it takes reps and it takes time. Johnson and Sheffield back to receive the kick. from Wyatt Joyce. See if Tullahoma can get something going on offense as Joyce kicks it 7 yards deep in the end zone.
He sure did, booted it. So, essentially, to recap this game, so they beat us in all three phases. Defensively, after that opening drive, they've shut us down. It's been very difficult for Tullahoma to, string together first down, certainly not even get in scoring position on their side of the field. Defensively, the defense is, hung tough for a while. They've hit us with 2 second-half touchdowns on 2 straight drives. I think the defense just worn out. And then special teams, we had the 2 fumbled punts in the punt game in the 98-yard kickoff return touchdown.
So Tullahoma lines it up, 1st and 10 at the 20. DeLauder intended out here for Kai Johnson, well over his head. 2nd down and 10. Ken, I feel like Tullahoma's abandoned the running game pretty early here tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And, when you have a tired defense already and then your offense cannot get first downs and you have 3 and outs, boy, when you grab that helmet as a defender to come back on the field, you're saying, not again. Come on, guys, get some first downs. Give us a break over here.
Just one.
Yeah. Don't even have time to drink our Gatorade over here.
Tullahoma 2nd and 10. Handoff Sheffield. Sheffield behind the left side of that Tullahoma offensive line. Fights his way out to the 25.
Well, we've talked about the inexperience. Tullahoma returned 2 starters to this season's team. We knew that 15-game win streak was not going to last forever. It was snapped. Marshall County, conversely, they returned 13 starters. So this is a veteran team that's coming back for Coach Osteen, and they're showing it tonight.
Sheffield picked up 5. 3rd and 5 Wildcats at the Tullahoma 25. This is a huge 3rd down opportunity. DeLauder back to throw. Here comes the pressure. His pass to Myers, complete. Great catch by Ezra Myers, and that's a Wildcat 1st down.
Yeah, I think Myers got hit in his lower back, so he's rolled over and injured. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's catching that football tonight. So big conversion there, as Scott said. Hopefully Mr. Myers is okay. We got an on-the-field timeout.
They will put it, looks like a cramp. They'll put it at the 33, a gain of 8. And that was a huge 1st down for the Wildcats.
Sure was, and just
start a rally.
DeLauder was going backwards. He had heavy heat in his face, so a nice completion, good pass there by the Tullahoma quarterback.
We'll take an injury timeout. Marshall County leads Tullahoma 28-7 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, LightTube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add LightTube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
Scott, your Tennessee Vols travel to Pittsburgh tomorrow to battle the Panthers in the Johnny Majors Classic. One of your famous relatives.
Johnny Majors. Dadgummit. Snot Bubbles. Dadgummit. That's Johnny.
It's going to be a great game. They look good against Ball State. The NFL gets underway last night. A great
Bills
opening first week of college football. I'm ready for week 2.
Tullahoma, 1st and 10 at its 33-yard line. DeLauder splits Grizzard wide to the right. They've got this power set again. And DeLauder throws it over the middle. Ball's tipped. Kind of up for grabs there. And falls incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Florida Gators had an impressive win over Utah. Probably, in my mind, the most impressive win of Week 1. Brian Kelly not so successful, Scott, against Florida State for LSU.
What Tennessee fans did not need was for Florida to change coaches and come out and look great.
I agree. Billy Napier, I think, is going to finally be the puzzle piece at head coach position for them.
Tullahoma lines it up in a pistol set. DeLauder hands it off to Tomlin, and he is racked in the backfield for a loss of 6. Somebody missed a block.
They sure did. And we've been whipped up front tonight. Again, that offensive line is just so young, so those guys are learning only in Game 3. They'll get better week to week. As Coach Sis says, they're a young group, but they have talent. They just got to get the reps in, and they'll get better and better as the season goes on.
A loss of 5, 3rd and 15 for the Wildcats at the Tullahoma 28. 3:15 to go, third quarter. Marshall County in command, 28-7. DeLauder again in the pistol, rolls to his right. Boy, the pressure's there. He fumbled the football. It's going to be scooped and scored by Marshall County. Scooped and scored as DeLauder got popped, lost the football, and Brock Anderson, a 5'10", 195 senior for Marshall County, picks it up and runs it into the end zone.
Second non-offensive touchdown of the night for Marshall County. They get a sack, fumble, scoop, and score, and go up big now. Well, this defense just has been relentless tonight for Marshall County. They're solid. I don't know what we'll see. Pearl Cone. We travel there in a couple weeks, but this Marshall County team's tough.
Tullahoma has another injured player on the field. So we will take an injury timeout before the extra point. 2:59 to go in the third quarter. Marshall County 34, Tullahoma 7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
Furniture Outdoor Store, we carry the highest quality outdoor furniture at the guaranteed lowest price, offering top name brands like Summer Classics, Lane Venture, Hollywood, and more. With warranties up to 20 years, you'll be guaranteed to enjoy your furniture for years to come. Offering wood-burning, electric, and gas fireplaces, pellet smokers, and top-of-the-line grills. We have everything you need to turn your outdoor kitchen, deck, pool, or patio into your very own paradise. So come see us at Factory Furniture Outdoor Store.
Winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the field. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
So Marshall County lines it up to attempt the point after, as they have taken full command here, recovering a fumble and taking it into the end zone from about the 5. Picked it up at about the 5. And boy, that's a defender's dream, right, Ken? Ball
sure
just out
is.
there on the turf. And pick it up, scoop and score. Kick is up, and the kick is blocked by Tullahoma. So the PAT is no good. 2:59 to go in the third. Marshall County leads the Cats 34-7 on the Light Tube Sports Network. This entire production is brought to you by Light Tube, the Light Tube Sports Network. Along with Ken Keller, Chris Barstad, I'm Scott Chastain. We appreciate you tuning in. Tullahoma's fixing to mount an amazing 15-minute comeback, so don't go away.
It's been a nightmarish third quarter thus far, that's for sure, for Tullahoma. Been outscored 20-0 here in the third quarter.
Well, what's the good news?
The good news is we still have a fourth quarter.
There you go.
Right?
There's a high kick. It's going to be returnable by Sheffield from the 5. He dropped it. Still on the ground. Picked it up at the 10, and Sheffield's out to the 13-yard line. That's where Tullahoma will begin their next drive.
Well, the coverage units for Marshall County has been so good tonight, too. Scott, I just don't see a weakness on this team. You know, watching them, they're been dominant defensively. They put the clamps on after that first Tullahoma drive. They capitalize on turnovers. They're good in the return game. They have skilled athletes at wide out. They're strong in their front 7.
Well, explain something to me then. How did they only beat Creekwood 17-14?
We'll find out next week because Creekwood comes to Tullahoma. So we're going to see how good that Creekwood team is if they can match up to this one. You know, I know a 3-point spread, but I want to see it. I want to eyeball them and see what they got. We'll find out live and in person next Friday night, won't we?
Cats will be at home against Creekwood, then back on the road against Pearl Cone. 2:53 to go. Timeout on the field. Marshall County, no, we've got a flag on the play. Tullahoma's going to be the beneficiary from the 13 out to the 29. That's a 15-yard penalty. I completely missed it. Have no idea what it was. But we'll take it.
Personal foul on Marshall County.
Maybe a little chatter going on out there as the Cats will line it up at the 29. Mason Bratcher is the new quarterback for Tullahoma. Bratcher hands it off to Tomlin, and Tomlin got a yard.
We're going to Tullahoma sophomore in at quarterback. Tullahoma junior Tomlin running back. So lots of youth in that Wildcat offense.
Grizzard and Johnson split wide to the right. Tullahoma has 76. Kyler Clark in on the line, 6'3", 200-pound junior. 54 is Swagger. Swagger, the center. Bratcher under center, or in the shotgun for the Wildcats. Brings Johnson in motion. Bratcher looks to his right. Here comes the pressure. Wow, that defense is so fast. Just chases Bratcher down and sacks him at the 16-yard line.
Oh, no doubt about it. When you have defensive ends that can run that fast and chase the quarterback down, boy, that sure makes it tough. Even rolling out of the pocket, you think you're buying yourself time, and they're gaining steps on you every step you take. So, boy, just some sack artists up there tonight for Marshall County.
A loss of 13 for Bratcher. 3rd and 23 for the Wildcats.
The Tullahoma quarterbacks are getting pummeled tonight by the defenders of Marshall County.
Not a lot of time.
Nope.
Defensive line for the Tigers playing very well. Johnson in motion, a little shuffle pass. Kai has nowhere to go. He's just bottled up at the 12 and dropped. Tullahoma has no answer for Marshall County. A loss spotted at the 12. So Tullahoma will punt it with Ethan Hargrove from his own end zone. Asia Jones deep for the Tigers, standing at midfield. Good snap. Hargrove gets a kick away. Pretty good kick. Jones runs up, bobbled it. Tullahoma's got a chance to recover it. Did it go out of bounds? Let's see who got it. Give it to the Tigers. God, second time Tullahoma's had an opportunity to get a football. Just couldn't grab hold of it. Marshall County gets a big break.
Yeah, the ball just squirted sideways out of bounds. Tullahoma frantically chasing it, unable to gain possession of it.
So Marshall County, once again, Ken, this whole game seems like it's been played on the Tullahoma side of the field. Marshall
You're
County,
exactly
again,
right.
has great field position.
Yep.
The 37-yard line of Tullahoma. Teat splits 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They're going to run it a lot. Braden flanked out to the left. Teat looks long. Wide open, complete, and into the end zone for the touchdown goes Jaden Randolph on a 37-yard pass from Silas Teat to Jaden Randolph. Tullahoma Blew a coverage in the secondary.
Sure did. Now I'm writing the scoring plays on legal paper. It's got so long here in the third quarter, Scott. I've run out of regulars. 8.5 by 11. I'm going to 8.5 by 14 here.
You know how you always brag about me keeping up with every play and all that? Not tonight. I'm done.
Tonight.
Marshall County scores the 2-point conversion. As once again, that is Jaden Randolph. 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tigers lead at 42-7 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority Light Tube Fiber Internet offers true gigabit service to our customers. We pride ourselves on speed, but the backbone of that speed is local tech support, unmatched customer service, and professional service technicians. To sign up, call 455-4515 to gain the reassurance of Light Tube reliability.
This is what teams felt like playing us for the last couple
I agree.
of years.
And, I was just fixing to say, Coach Osteen making that personal, throwing a long bomb up 34-7 the last play of the third quarter.
Well, you know what that does. That activates the mercy clock.
It activates the mercy clock.
New rule in high school football in Tennessee this year, a 30-point lead.
Okay, 30.
30 or more in the second half starts the mercy clock. For instance, it shouldn't have stopped right there. Oh, there's a flag on the play. It does stop for penalties. Personal foul against Tullahoma. So the Wildcats not doing themselves any favors.
So why would they go for a 2-point conversion in that situation?
To get that, they missed one earlier. So
but I mean, if the mercy clock's 30 points, if you're up 40-7, that's still 33. You're going to tack on a 2-point conversion?
Are you going to ask me why Coach made a decision? I have no idea.
Yeah. He's running the score up.
Okay.
Because we beat his butt the last 4 times. That's what's going on.
See, I don't believe that running the score. I don't believe that's true. I totally disagree with you. I think you keep playing. You play to win the game.
Well, you play to win the game.
The third quarter has come to a close, and Marshall County is playing to win the game. The Tigers lead the Wildcats 42-7 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
This is you, and this is you, and this, and this. You're a team, a quarterback, a running back, a kicker, a coach. You are champions. You're a flyer, a back spot, a base, a parent, and a fan. And you are part of this community. So no matter who you are or what you do, we're here to care for you. Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart and Hospital and Vanderbilt Health, making healthcare personal.
Woodard's Diamonds and Designs is here to help you score some points with your loved ones at Woodard's. Let our team of jewelry experts assist you in selecting the perfect pearl, diamond, gemstone, or whatever flawlessly celebrates that birthday, anniversary, graduation, or any significant occasion. Win the heart of that special someone and create a memorable moment with a gift from Woodard's Diamonds and Designs. Go Cats!
Welcome back to Preston Hopkins Field in Lewisburg. Marshall County leads Tullahoma 42-7 here on the Light Tube Sports Network as we head to the fourth quarter. Ken, I'm a firm believer, and this is how I will coach any team I've ever coached and will coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're coaching with me. You're coaching junior NBA with the Lakers this winter.
So our philosophy will be we play to win the game. We don't change the way we do things because we're winning big. Here goes Tullahoma, 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Mason Bratcher is the quarterback. Bratcher will throw, intended for Grizzard, and that was well timed by Montel Vaughn, and there's a flag on the play. Grizzard really got popped by Vaughn just as the ball got there. Now they may call pass interference against Vaughn. Personal foul targeting Marshall County. I didn't see that. I'll have to see the replay to make a judgment on that, but it's 15-yard penalty against the Tigers. And they've had a few of those tonight, Kim, but they've been able to overcome them.
Yes, they have. And, referees just want to keep control of this game here and not let some bad sportsmanship take place here in this fourth quarter.
1st and 10, Tullahoma at the 25-yard line. Bratcher back to throw. Bratcher going to unleash it. Boy, he didn't get all of that one. And that is incomplete. And there's a flag on the play. So let's see who's guilty of pass interference. Johnson was out there for the Wildcats. There were 3 defenders from Marshall County. Bratcher kind of looked like the ball kind of slipped out of his hands when he threw it. And it's pass interference against Marshall County. So Tullahoma getting some breaks here. See if they can take advantage of it and get some sort of consistency going on offense.
Well, the goal here is just win the fourth quarter. They were outscored 28-0 in the third. Just win the fourth quarter and get some momentum for Creekwood next week.
I don't think Marshall County folks like these officials. Grant Allen is in at wide receiver for Tullahoma, along with Lucas Reed. Reed, a 6-foot, 160-pound freshman. Here is a handoff to Evan Tomlin. And Tomlin works his way for still going 3, 4. Tullahoma still pushing that pile. You know, it's a lot of rules in football have changed in recent years that I don't like. But one rule I really like is that they let scrums play on out a little bit now. They'll let those offensive and defensive lines push that running back. I like that. I think that's neat.
Yeah, they do.
And that's what happened there. Tullahoma's line pushed it out for a 5-yard gain by Tomlin. Bratcher hands it off. This time it's Ryan Denby, 5'10", 185, sophomore. And Denby he might have got a yard. 3rd and 4 for the Cats.
Marshall
at
County
the Tullahoma 46.
With a defensive back limping. Looks like he wants to stay out on the field.
Mercy clock's running, 9 minutes left to play. Marshall County leads 42-7. Bratcher has Denby on his right hip. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Bratcher, little play action. He'll chuck it long. And that pass incomplete, way out of bounds, intended for Hargrove. This is what we've seen from teams over the last 2 or 3 years against us, Ken. You know, they get in the fourth quarter and they just throw bombs. Yeah. That's all, you know, they're just trying to get a big play or get a pass interference.
Yeah, and Bratcher, you know, he getting some second-team reps here, so they tell him a backup quarterback, you know, getting a chance to chunk the ball, throw the ball around here a little bit here in this game, which will prove valuable later on.
Yeah, he's the backup quarterback, but these are first-team reps. Yep. I don't know about Marshall County's defense, but I still see Cromwell out there, so they still got some starters out there. Tullahoma's got its starting offense, except for Bratcher. Bratcher, quick pass to Denby. Denby catches it 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Ryan Denby lowers his head and makes his way inside the Marshall County 30-yard line where the Wildcats will have it first down.
Well, great hustle there by Denby as he catches the pass and scampers down the right sideline, the Tullahoma sideline. So pretty impressive pass and catch right there. He meant business going down that sidelines. That's the first time Tullahoma's been in Marshall County territory since the first quarter.
Mason Bratcher brings his team to the line. Pass over the middle, incomplete, intended for Johnson, but it was high, uncatchable. Second down and 10.
Mid-state football just so good. You know, watch the SEC Saturday. You see Trey Knox starring at Arkansas played high school football at Oakland at wide receiver. He had a good game, and Barryon Brown, who Tullahoma played against last year twice for Pearl-Cohn, had a kickoff return touchdown for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, he did.
And Mr. Alante Taylor makes his NFL debut Saturday against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta.
Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday. Mason Bratcher back to throw. No time. Tries to scramble and blast it. All the way back at the 41-yard line. Bratcher loses 11. Man, that's twice he has gotten rocked back in that backfield.
Yeah, he was planted into the turf.
Mark it all the way back at the Marshall County 41. Big loss, 3rd and 21 for the Wildcats.
Punishing hit right there. So Bratcher showing some toughness getting back up from that one and playing the next play here. So, man, quarterback treacherous to your health tonight if you're a Wildcat.
Yes, sir.
And the quarterbacks have taken lots of punishment physically being hit by these Marshall County linemen. And I mean hit hard, just planted in the turf multiple times.
Yeah, this reminds me of Marshall County 10 years ago. Timeout, Tullahoma, 5:45 to go. Marshall County leads 42-7. This is the Light Tube Sports Network.
The only community bank you'll ever need. Why? Because we're your friends and neighbors, and you like to bank with people you know and people who know you. We shop here, we work here, we love Tullahoma just as much as you do. Citizens Tri-County Bank, big enough to serve you, small enough to know you, and we value and appreciate our customers. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you will ever need.
5:45 to go. The mercy clock is in effect. It will start on the snap. And Mason Bratcher lines up in the shotgun, in the pistol, with Evan Tomlin behind him. Pitch to Tomlin. Student body left. Tomlin 40. Tomlin to the 35. Tomlin out of bounds inside the 35. Nice run by Evan.
Yeah, Tomlin running well. So, Scott, let's talk about this Tullahoma offense after 3 games. So, game 1, we kicked 3 field goals, get 1 offensive touchdown. Last week against Coffee County, 2 weeks ago in the Coffee Pot, we have 2 drives, 1 at the end of the first half, 1 to start the second half. Other than that, nothing. Tonight, opening drive, looked great, 80 yards touchdown. After that, nada. We've got to get this offense on track.
So ask me again my thoughts on Tullahoma's offense.
Tell me what you think about Tullahoma's offense. How are we going to get it on track this season going forward?
Meh. That's it. 5 minutes left to go. Clock runs. Bratcher pitches to Tomlin. Tomlin, this time to the right side. Needs a block. Doesn't get it. Wrapped up and dropped on 4th and 14 is Evan Tomlin. And Marshall County will take over. I don't know why the clock stopped. It's not supposed to. We'll change of possession. Maybe so. Either way, Tullahoma's going to fall to 1-2 on the year. Marshall County's going to move to 4-0. And probably remain number 2, depending on how Page does tonight. Marshall County has a chance to regain the number 1 spot in the all-important Central Tennessee High School football poll.
The only poll that matters.
It is the only poll that matters. You can find it at Gold Ball Sports on Facebook. Gold Ball Sports. Marshall County getting some new players in there. Actually, they don't. Braden runs it on the handoff from Teat. Yeah, that is a new running back for the Tigers. 25 is Jaden Keys, 5'8", 165 sophomore.
Perhaps a distant relative of Alicia.
Or Leroy. Back when I was a young man, go. Leroy Keys, great running back Keys. Out of Syracuse. Followed Leroy Kelly at Syracuse, who followed Jim Brown at Syracuse. You ever heard of any of those guys?
Oh, yes.
Marshall County, 2nd and 11. Teat taking all his time. He's going to throw it. Little flare pass is complete. This is 42 again. Out over midfield into Tullahoma territory goes Marshall County's John Thomas. And the Tigers are on the march again with 3:25 to go. Tullahoma trails 42-7. I'll talk with Wildcat head coach Coy Sisk down on the field after the game. And we'll get his reaction. Tigers line it up, 1st and 10 at the Tullahoma 48. Tullahoma's defense shuffling left and right. And here is, once again,
oh, great play, great tackle there.
Keys carries it for Marshall County. Tullahoma's starting defense still in there. They look gassed. I'd be gassed too. 2:30 left to go. Cats will recover, and get ready for Creekwood next week.
Big game in Austin tomorrow, Scott. Nick Saban against his former offensive coordinator, Steve Sarkisian, Alabama at Texas. Texas has committed the #1 quarterback in the nation, Arch Manning, so he'll be coming in next year. Texas looking to make a statement tomorrow. 20-point underdogs.
Does Arch get to play tomorrow?
He does not get to play tomorrow.
Texas has no chance. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Marshall County runs it for the first down at the Tullahoma 33. I'm sure the hardcore Marshall County fans say just tack one more on. That's what I'd say if we were at home and it's up. Just go ahead and tack one more.
Screaming for blood over
like
here.
Like at 49. Yeah. 1:25 left to go. Am I using my earbuds? Just hand signal. Marshall County hands it off. Not much there, I tell you. There's one bright spot for Tullahoma tonight. It's Colby Tucker. He has been in on, I bet, 15, 20 tackles.
Yeah, he sure has. Plays with a lot of heart and never gives up, never quits. And this Tullahoma team won't quit either. They'll bounce back. They've lost 2 straight. Come back home next week to battle Creekwood, and they'll give Creekwood all they got. Hopefully get back on the winning track.
45 seconds left to play. Marshall County now in the victory formation. Again, we will be at home next week. Encourage everybody to come out while the weather's still really nice. Tullahoma hits Teat as he downed the ball. I don't know why. Really no room for that. And Marshall County does not have to run another play. This ball game is a wrap. And it is not wrapped in our favorite colors. Marshall County defends its home turf and remains tied for first place in Region 5 4A. Tullahoma falls to 1-2 and 0-1 in Region 5 4A. Ken Keller will be back with a wrap-up, and I'll talk with Wildcat head coach Coy Sisk after we tell you your final. Marshall County 42, Tullahoma 7. You've been watching Wildcat football on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Outdoor store, we carry the highest quality outdoor furniture at the guaranteed lowest price, offering top name brands like Summer Classics, Lane Venture, Hollywood, and more. With warranties up to 20 years, you'll be guaranteed to enjoy your furniture for years to come. Offering wood burning, electric, and gas fireplaces, pellet smokers, and top-of-the-line grills. We have everything you need to turn your outdoor kitchen, deck, pool, or patio into your very own paradise. So come see us at Factory Furniture Outdoor Store.
We are back at Lewisburg. Not a fun night for the Tullahoma Wildcats as they drop their second straight on the season, their first game in region play, as the Marshall County Tigers come away with a resounding 42-7 victory over the Tullahoma Wildcats. I'll give you the scoring recap first, and then we'll break it down. Your scoring summary: in the first quarter, Tullahoma jumped out to 7-zip lead. Marshall County quickly answered and had 14 points in the first quarter, so we were outscored 14-7 in the second quarter. All the first half points exactly were scored in the first quarter. No points in the second quarter, so they led 14-7 at the half. Did Marshall County. The third quarter told the tale. Marshall County comes out, receives the opening kickoff. They go 60 yards on their first drive. They score a touchdown, take a 21-7 lead, and they just ran away with it from there, outscoring Tullahoma 28-0, 4 touchdowns to none in the third quarter. Neither team scored in the fourth quarter. That would be your final score, 42-7. So let's go ahead and break the recap down. Not many bright spots for Tullahoma tonight, but in the first drive, quarterback Nathan DeLauder very sharp. He completed 3 or 4 passes. The big pass, a 44-yard touchdown pass to Kai Johnson to put Tullahoma inside the 5-yard line. He would cap it off with a 4-yard touchdown run. Daniel Eldridge, PAT would be good. Tullahoma's lead was short-lived, excuse me, at 7-zip there on the opening drive. So that drive, it took up 4 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. Tullahoma led 7-0. But as I said, that was short-lived because Tullahoma kicked the ball off. And when they kicked it off, Aja Jones returned the kickoff return, 98 yards for Marshall County, an explosive return. And they score and tied up quickly, 7-7. Tullahoma's lead was for one play in this football game. Marshall County would go on to score again in the first quarter. Ethan Hargrove did have a first down run on a fake punt for Tullahoma, but with 1:46 left in the first quarter, Tullahoma punted a fumble. Kai Johnson fumbled a punt, and then a TD pass resulted from quarterback Teat, and Marshall County took a 14-7 lead. So Tullahoma not real good in special teams tonight. Had a couple fumbles in the punt return game. Marshall County had a touchdown in the kickoff return game, so they dominated all phases tonight: offense, defense, and special teams. In the second quarter, neither team scored. Neither team scored in the second quarter, so the halftime was Tullahoma was in reach, just a 14-7 deficit. So really first half observations, Tullahoma opening TD possession was definitely a positive. They gave up 14 unanswered points. Defense played well, but I think they just ran out of gas. Jackson Sheffield did recover one of the fumble punts at the end of the first half, or Tullahoma could have been around more. In the third quarter, Marshall County received the opening kickoff from Tullahoma. Tullahoma's defense could not hold. Marshall County goes down, scores a touchdown, goes up 21-7, then scores 21 more points to end at 42-7. Let's go down on the field with Scott Shastain's interview with Coy Sis.
Have to wait for a hand signal.
Way upstairs.
Welcome down on the field here at Marshall County. Tullahoma 42-7 loser in the Region 5 4A opener. I'm with head coach Coy Sis. Coach, they brought a load tonight. Marshall County did. A really good-looking team, and we just didn't have an answer.
Well, I'll tell you what, we had an answer. Hey, and we kept battling through it, Scott. And I'll tell you right there, that team, the world would have thought it had been that at halftime, you know. Hey, but our guys battled through, and I'm super proud of them.
Coach, I want to point out one player, Colby Tucker, tonight. He's just everywhere on defense.
Hey, Colby had a good game. We finally got his eyes in the right place. Hey, and when his eyes get in the right place and a great stance and a good start, normally we have a good finish. And there's a million names you could talk about tonight that had outstanding nights.
Coach, Tullahoma continuing to struggle to get a consistent running game going. What's that going to take?
Well, it takes time with the offensive front. And we're extremely young up front, all right? And it takes time to get those things to jail. And as those pieces move, hey, they have to be fluid like water, all right? And right now we're not there, but I will tell you that we're getting better daily at it, and I believe that.
Coach, some players not available tonight, not dressed out. Any explanation for us?
We had 10 guys out tonight, and that's for other reasons. But don't know when those guys will return, if they'll return. But, hey, we want to talk about the guys on the field tonight and what an amazing job they did. I'm sure the guys that weren't there would have loved to have been here, all right? But just a circumstance where they couldn't be here with us tonight.
Coach, next week we go back to Wilkins Stadium. We host a Creekwood team that played Marshall County within 3 points. They must be improved from last year.
No doubt. Creekwood's a little older. Marshall County starting running back didn't play against Creekwood last week, and but Creekwood is an older team, and hey, they weren't a bad team last year. No doubt about it. Hey, but they're older, they're senior laden. But I really look forward to getting home, and I really look forward to taking that bunch of young men and battling again.
Yeah, this young team's going to continue to get better, Coach. We appreciate your time. Good luck next week.
Yes, sir. Go Wildcats.
Coy Sisk here on the field at Marshall County. The Tigers beat the Wildcats 42-7. That's going to do it for us. For Chris Barstad and Ken Keller, I'm Scott Chastain. Be good to each other.